I want to give you a statement that the burden of proof would be upon what the Father shared with me to verify that what this statement says is true. There never was a time when you didn't exist. A natural, creative temple world was created, made, to manifest this eternal fact of your eternal being. It comes out in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven. Stop there. God's your Father. There never was a time when He wasn't your Father. He always was your Father. And you were warned to never call any man your father because you got a father. Going on. Our Father which art in heaven, holy is your name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. How was it in heaven? Only the mind of Christ in your spirit that's eternal could answer that. And it does. Upon the saving of the soul from this iniquity that we were born into, cut off from God, and this mind and memory of that mind of who He is and who we are. We are His offspring. All of Adam's race. The name Adam, in its Hebrew translation, is humanity. We're of humanity. This is verified when He called Adam, Adam, and Eve, Eve, and then turned around and calls them both Adam, humanity. That she was the mother of all humanity. Where do you start? With a realm that is said to have no beginning of days, no end of days, was, is, and never shall be, eternal. Had no beginning, had no end. So we read that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. That throws us off. The word beginning. In the beginning. Stop there. It should be in the mind of God. And that mind being eternal. Had no beginning of days, no end of days, was, is, never shall be. Then we get into, in the beginning, God created. Then we get into the word bara and asa in the Hebrew. They're synonymous terms. God made, He created. But we think of something that you make or create that was non-existent until you made it or created it. But in the mind of God, that's eternal, there never was a time when there wasn't. There always was. Only needing to be manifested. So in the mind of God, He manifested. He was about to manifest what was in His mind, the eternal mind. Call it a sequence of events in the eternal realm. The best way you can explain it, without including past, present, or future. That sequence of the eternal realm. God said that there be light. The manifestation of what was in His mind, a created material world, to express the eternal realm in created time. Time and space and material world. Now there's a matter of light and darkness. clearly said, in God there dwells no darkness. Outside of God is darkness. You read it. It says it. God created heavens and the earth without form, void, and darkness was upon the face of the waters. All symbols. They did get past the symbols, you can understand it. It was a mystery, expressed in parables, metaphors, images, symbols, to keep it from the devil, so he wouldn't know what God was doing. Not to the fullness of time when he revealed it to his Son and the Apostle Paul, the mystery. So going on, what is darkness? It's the absence of light. When God spoke, light shined into the darkness. Scripture speaks of the outer darkness. There's a word for that. Between God and absolute darkness is something in between that's called the shadow. It's called the UMBRA. The darkest part of the shadow, the outer darkness. For the longest time we live in the the shadow. He can make a decision at that point. Come to the light, or you can go with the UMBRA, the darkest part of the shadow. You don't want to go there. There's no coming back. So I'm getting these thoughts. I'm not going to sit there and try to keep stopping this. You have to be a recorder. Let the thoughts flow. So the UMBRA. I got other videos on that. The darkest part of the shadow. Here you are showing up before the throne of God. The guy that showed up there naked, without a wedding robe. And he throws him out to the outer darkness. He had no righteousness, the robe of Christ's righteousness. That's the only thing that gets you into the kingdom. You get in by the skin of your teeth. You have no righteousness of your own. And if you don't have that robe of his righteousness on, you're going to be thrown into the outer darkness. Because you trod underfoot the righteousness of Christ, the finished work of God before the foundations of this world. Going by establishing your idea of righteousness, you forfeited it. There's no other place for you but the outer darkness. The UMBRA. Deepest part of it. Evil. Light shined into the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. What is light? It treacherous darkened soul. It comes to save the soul. Shines light into this carnal mind. It renews it with light and removes, dispels the darkness from one degree to another. That's what I meant by you live in the shadow for the longest time. You're born in this world, cut off from God and that light. You're shaping the iniquity of this world. That iniquity coming from evil, darkness. Lucifer, who one time was bright morning star, comes darkness. They love darkness rather than light. They won't come to the light. Think of light now. If the light that you have is darkness, how great is that darkness? Like I said, for a long time, you're just in the shadows. You ain't seen darkness. He said work while it's yet day, because there comes darkness when you'll make him work. Nothing works. Minds are gone. Totally gone. They love darkness, and they hate the light. Because they come to light, it will expose them for their condition. They can't hear it. What's your condition? You're under the wrath of God. You were born cut off from God, shaping the iniquity of this world. Race, culture, creed, gender, the world, the flesh, and the devil. That's all you've ever known. At some point, little light shines into your darkness, and you're in the shadows. But you've yet to come to the light. You got to get out of the shadows and walk in the light as He is in the light. And we all would have fellowship with one another. You see, with individuals, some people you can have some fellowship with, others there's no fellowship at all. You got to know that. You get around them, you sink into darkness. You got to get away from them. Come out and be separate. It's hard sometimes when it's family members or close neighbors and friends. It's tempting. No one wants to be hated. If they hated Him, Jesus, they'll hate you. He came to give life and light. And they didn't want it. They listened to the lie. They thought they had light. They had no light. The light that they had was darkness. They didn't even know it. Walked in darkness a better part of their lives. It got darker and darker, further and further from God. Every imagination of the heart was evil continually. That was a dark world. And we say, well, they had sunlight, and you're missing the point. And you talking about light from the sun or moon or the stars at night. If you took the sun, moon, stars, and got rid of them, pitch black. That movie on it called Pitch Black. Horrible. These creatures would come out, and they couldn't stand the light. And the planet they were on, he would end up was getting into the shadows, and finally it got pitch black. You couldn't see the star patterns. Those sun, moon, stars gone. Pitch black. Put your hand in front of you, you can't even see it. Anything might have worked with night vision. And this one individual in that movie, he had these eyes that could see in the dark. He could see the creatures, they couldn't see him. When you're in light, you'll see things that most people cannot even see. That would scare most people. You don't want to see it. Thank God. I guess you could call this pitch black. The UMBRA. The darkest part of the shadow. That'd make a nice good title. The outer darkness. My God. Horrible. If you have night vision, you could see in the dark. Pitch black, you could still see. Walk in the light as He is in light, and you'll see things. Be prepared for it. When you're in the presence of evil, there's times you can feel it. You can't see it, But you got spiritual senses, you can feel it. How'd you like to see it? God out of his love for us protects us from that. Every now and then you get a glimpse of the UMBRA, and you wish to God you never saw it. We have lived most of our lives in the shadow of his power, unaware. A whole series of videos on this. In the shadow of his power. It needed not to be. We could have walked in the light as he was in light, and we would have had fellowship with one another. My God. What's it take to wake us up from this sleep, this umbra, pitch black. He warned us, walk in the light as he was in the light, and to work while it was yet day, because darkness was coming, where no man will be able to work. Nothing will work. Every human effort to try to solve the problem will utterly fail. Hope deferred will make the heart sick, and the love of many will wax cold in the darkness with no light.